Those of you who we've prayed for today, I want you to tell us today if something has changed in your circumstances. The Lord, you may be seated. The Lord comes, and when he comes, sometimes we have this misconception that he comes so that we can feel him. He comes to supply every need. And when we are satisfied with just feeling him, but we don't reach beyond the barrier of what the flesh doesn't want to do, he comes to meet every need. He comes every Sunday morning to set the captive free and to release those who are bound. The Spirit of the Lord is upon us. The anointing of the Lord is upon us. He has anointed us, what? To preach the gospel, to heal the sick, to cast out devils in his name. These are the things that he's come to do. And I'm telling you this morning, don't just be satisfied. It's a miracle to feel God. How many knows that's the truth? You go through a trial sometime and you won't feel nothing for like a period of time, no matter how much you worship, how much you praise, how much you sing. And then you come to recognize, oh my God, it's a miracle every time I feel him. You know, he chose feeling of all of our senses. That is the one that connects to our heart the most. We can see things that don't necessarily move us in our heart. We can hear things that doesn't necessarily move our heart. We can feel things that doesn't move our heart. But when we feel the presence, it touches our heart, our emotions. It touches every part of us. Only he could have known that would have been, out of all senses, that would have been the most important one. Because some of us would have probably, without thinking, oh, I want to see God. But people saw God. And they didn't have this same experience that we had. They've had different things. So I just want to tell you this morning, always recognize that beyond the feeling of God is what has he come to bring. We bring him something and he gives us something back. And we want to come with our gift through prayers and worship in the beginning of the service. And many times that's when we receive the gift back. Many times that's when we get the gift back. He'll give us his presence and we're just overwhelmed. And other times it's when his word comes and that's when we get the gift back. But all these things are added. And if you think about it, I was listening to somebody because sometimes we don't really know what fasting is for, right? We don't really know why it's important to read the Bible at the end of the day. We don't really know why it's important to pray. But prayer and these tools that we have are the things that help us cross out of the flesh barrier and into the spirit. They're just tools. So like you may fast for 5 days and not feel any kind of a breakthrough because you probably needed to fast and pray and read your word. These are tools. Sometimes some miraculous thing will happen with just one of them. But when you use them all in a daily way or in a weekly way, this is how you gather more and more strength. You don't receive some kind of a reward necessarily for all the days you fast. This is a tool that helps us get out of the flesh barrier and move where we can actually hear the Lord more. So this is why we do these things. You use them in tandem. You use them together, and you get throughout the week, and you get more and more understanding. The Spirit of the Lord breaks through. God bless you this morning.